Hi, good morning. I'm Kisha Shanmugam and my metric number is A22A0473. Today, I will present the background of our business. Our business name is Feet First and it was established on June 2020. Here, we are selling variety of shoes, sneakers, sandals, socks and more. Our shoes also come in unisex design that allows them to be worn by both men and women. Our mission is to provide value for money products and excellent quality services to all customers. However, our vision is to bring our invention to our fitness. Our outlet stores are at Kalanchapur, Kelantan. We also plan to sell products at online platform which is Lazada and Shopee, which will be coming soon. The owner of this business is Kisha Shanmugam and the type of our business is partnership. Now I will pass to the next member.
Hi, my name is Nagarupini and my metric number is A22A1178. Today I want to explain about the organizational chart of Fit First Centurion Berhad. First of all, Kisha, daughter of Shanmugam, owner of the company, Nagarupini Nagarajan, supervisor, then Jagajodi Ambal, daughter of Ramu, financial manager of the company. Kishendiran, son of Rajendran, marketing manager. Lastly, Rudravadi, daughter of Radhakrishnan, officer manager. After that, I want to explain about the schedule of the task and responsibility. Firstly, responsibility of the owner is explaining and control the overall management of business, creating business plan and strategy. Task of financial manager is providing advice in making financial decision, managing risk of financial loss. Then responsibility of marketing manager is organize and analysis market research and surveys, deciding on the price and special deals for goods and services, creating and managing team schedule and helping in resolve employees issues and disputes are responsibility of supervisor. Office manager is ordering stationery and furniture, preparing letters, presentation and reports. Now I want to describe about the introduction of product. First of all, Shuki Hoshi Racer Washable Sneaker. Easy on and off. Very comfort. Ultra lightweight outsole. Secondly, best sandals. Comfort and easy access. Then, mini shoes, low top sneaker. Is easy fitting, stylish appearance and durable and long lasting. Then, best winter shoe, smooth terry upper. Internal to support food and proper for kids up to 24 months old. Lastly, best with rubber sole, more comfortable when worn in the summer. They prevent any slips and falls. Flexible, they break in easily.
A very warm welcome to the respective lecturer. My name is Jagjot Ambal. My matrix number is A22A0676. I will explain about some of the list of transaction of our Feet First company and how to post the transaction into a journal and ledger. Let's look into the sum of the transaction in the month of April. On April 4, Feet First sold goods worth RM3000 to a customer. For this transaction, RM3000 will be debited into the cash account. Meanwhile, RM3000 will be credited into the sales account. This transaction will be recorded in the general journal. Next, on April 8, Feet First sold goods worth RM4000 on credit to Michael Enterprise. For this transaction, the account receivable of Michael Enterprise need to be debited with RM4000 and another RM4000 needs to be credited to the sales account. This transaction needs to be recorded in a specialized journal, which is a sales journal. Next, on April 12th, Feet First received a damaged shoe sale return from Al Ihsan Central Berhad worth RM600. For this transaction, RM600 will be debited in the sales return account and RM600 will be credited to the account receivable of Al Ihsan Central Berhad. This transaction will be recorded in a specialized journal, which is a sales return journal. Let's look into some of the transaction of Feet First company on May month. On May 5, Feet First paid RM3000 for the loan payment with a check. For this transaction, RM3000 will be debited into the loan account. Meanwhile, another RM3000 will be credited into bank account. This transaction is recorded in the general journal. Next, on May 19, Feet First sell goods worth RM4000 to a customer. For this transaction, RM4000 will be debited into cash account and another RM4000 will be credited into sales account. This transaction is recorded in the general journal. Next, on May 20, Feet First paid RM500 for advertisement expenses. For this transaction, RM500 will be debited into the advertising expense account and another RM500 will be recorded in the credit side of the cash account. This transaction will be recorded in a general journal. In this slide, I will explain about how to transfer the information from the journal into ledgers. For the transaction on April 4, cash account need to be debited with RM3000 and the particulars need to be recorded as sales. In the sales account, RM3000 will be recorded in the credit side of the ledger with the particulars recorded as cash. Next, for the transaction on April 8, account receivable of Michael Enterprise need to be debited with RM4000 and the particulars need to be recorded as sales. In the sales account, RM4000 will be recorded in the credit side with the particulars recorded as account receivable of Michael Enterprise. Next, for the transaction on April 12, sales return account need to be debited with the amount of RM600 and the particulars need to be recorded as account receivable of Al Ihsan Chandran Berhad in the ledger. In the account receivable of Al Ihsan Chandran Berhad, RM600 will be recorded in the credit side of the ledger with the particulars recorded as sales return. In this slide, I will explain about how to post the information from the journal into ledgers. For the transaction on May 5, loan account need to be debited with amount of RM3000 and the particulars need to be recorded as bank in the ledger. In the bank account, RM3000 will be recorded in the credit side of the ledger with the particulars recorded as loan. Next, for the transaction on May 19, cash account need to be debited for RM4000 and the particulars will be recorded as sales in the debit side of the ledger. In the sales account, RM4000 will be recorded in the credit side of the ledger with the particular written as cash. Lastly, for the transaction on May 20, in the advertising expense account, RM500 need to be recorded in the debit with the particulars written as cash in the ledger. Meanwhile, in the cash account, RM500 need to be written in the credit side of the ledger with particulars recorded as advertising expenses. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to present about trial balance, income statement and balance sheet. Trial balance of Feet First Chandran Berhad for 31st May 2023. In this trial balance, they have stated about capital, inventory, bank, cash and etc. Its balance or tally amount of RM 217 and 125 ringgit. Then income statement. Income statement also known as statement of profit or loss. It is due for the year ended of 31st May 2023. The net sales in income statement was RM 72,500 ringgit. The gross profit amount was 50,500 ringgit. The income statement become net loss of amount in RM 57,600 ringgit. Last but not least, then I like to present about balance sheet. Balance sheet also known as statement of financial position. The balance sheet date for 31st May 2023 also. It's contain about non-current assets, current assets, owner's equity, non-current liability, current liabilities. The non-current assets amount is 66,750 ringgit. The current assets amount was 132,805 ringgit. Then owner's equity contained the amount of RM 28,600 ringgit. Non-current liabilities amount was 85,000 ringgit. Then current liability was 13,570 ringgit. The total amount of balance sheet was 127,170 ringgit.
Performance of the business. The business is undergoing a loss of RM 57,600 ringgit. Suggestion of improvement for the business. Fast forwarding. Creating productive working relationship with all stakeholders and will use every reasonable effort to engage them in the resolution of any problems that arise. Secondly, fast forwarding will inform stakeholders of relevant forest operations and also contribute to shop management decision making. Fast forwarding will use a range of techniques to involve stakeholders. Additionally, there are some suggestions of improvement for the business, which is fast response, and secondly, react correctly. Thirdly, we have to follow up with the feedback of customers.
Lastly, conclusion. Fit First Chandran Berhad was founded by our group. Can understand each accounting system's goal. The profit and loss statement is a financial report that shows the sales, cost and expenditures. Then identify assets and liabilities. Long-term and short-term assets are determined by multiplying asset by 2. Next, 10.0 contain 5 types of business documents of Fit First Chandran Berhad. The documents are memo, payment voucher, check, official receipt and invoice. Check, official receipt and invoice.